Have you ever wondered if there's a quick and reliable way to tell if someone in your life is a narcissist? It could be a boss, a coworker, someone you just met, or even a person you've cared about for years. When dealing with a narcissist, the key is spotting them early and setting boundaries fast. Just one clear action can save you from years of stress, manipulation, and emotional exhaustion. If you're empathetic, giving, and genuinely care about others, this is exactly the kind of person they target. In this video, a simple behavioral test will be shared that you can use anytime, anywhere. Along with that, real-life examples and practical strategies will be provided to help you protect yourself in any situation. Understanding her behavior. A narcissist doesn't come in wearing a sign that says, "Warning, I am manipulative." She shows up charming, confident, and engaging. She might sweep into a room and immediately attract attention because she seems fun, magnetic, or just easy to be around. Here's the truth. She isn't there to connect, to genuinely enjoy company, or to make anyone else feel good. She's scanning the room, assessing who can give her what she wants. That might be attention, admiration, pity, or control. Every conversation, every interaction is a potential source of narcissistic supply, the fuel that keeps her ego alive. It doesn't matter if she's at a work event, a family gathering, or just a casual hangout. Her goal is simple. Find someone whose energy she can extract. She's always looking, always testing, and if she can't find a target, she starts to feel empty or frustrated. How she tests your boundaries. Boundaries are your personal lines, your time, attention, and energy. For someone who truly cares about you, crossing a boundary is usually accidental. They might overstep, apologize, and adjust. For a narcissist, boundaries are resources to test. She doesn't respect them. She wants to see if she can bend them to her will. She might push on your time first. You say you're leaving work, finishing an activity, or taking a break. Instead of respecting that, she will use guilt, excuses, or subtle manipulation to keep you engaged. She doesn't care about what you said. She's watching what you do. If you shift, if you give in, she knows you're someone whose time can be taken. Attention works the same way. She notices when you're focused on something else and deliberately interrupts. She might text you while you're busy, talk over you, or demand focus at inconvenient moments. Again, it's not about a simple request. It's about whether she can override your behavior. Energy is the last piece. She knows exactly when to drop a heavy emotional load, create drama, or bait guilt. She'll wait until you're least equipped to respond, forcing you to invest emotionally. If you step in and absorb that energy, she now knows you're a source she can exploit. The test in action. Here's how it looks in real life. Imagine you're wrapping up a workday or finishing a meeting. You've made it clear that you're done. She stops you, asking for just one thing. Pay attention here. The difference between a normal person and a narcissist is how she reacts when you hold your ground. If you say no and leave, and she accepts it without issue, this was a genuine request. If she reacts with frustration, guilt, sarcasm, or passive aggression, she's testing you. She wants to see if she can bend your behavior to get what she wants. This pattern repeats with attention and energy. If you stay focused on what you're doing, she might push, act offended, or try to hijack your moment. She's not reacting to your behavior. She's reacting to your resistance. Her goal is to see whether she can extract attention or emotional supply. Signs. she is a narcissist. Now that the behavior patterns are clear, here are some straightforward signs that show she's a narcissist. She constantly tests your time. Every plan, every schedule is an opportunity to see if you'll yield. She gauges your reactions to see if she can manipulate your schedule or priorities. She hijacks your attention. If she interrupts, demands focus, or creates distractions when you are busy, she's checking to see if she can dominate your focus. She drains your energy. Using guilt, drama, or crisis, she pulls you into emotional labor that isn't yours. She watches to see if you absorb it. She escalates if boundaries are enforced. Anyone can overstep accidentally. A narcissist will escalate, react with frustration, or manipulate to see if you'll give in. She comes back for more if successful once. If you've given in before, she will return for repeated tests. This isn't a misunderstanding. It's a power play. Protecting your time, attention, and energy. Time is a non-renewable resource. If someone consistently tests it, giving in can lead to long-term exhaustion. Protecting your time is about matching words with actions. Saying no isn't enough. You must enforce it through behavior. Leave when you say you will leave. Stop what you're doing when you commit to stopping. And don't explain or justify excessively. Watching her reaction is the key. If she respects it, great. If she reacts with irritation or guilt-tripping, you've just learned something important. She is checking for control. You are not responsible for her feelings, only for protecting your own boundaries. When engaged in something important, work, a conversation, personal time, stay focused. If she interrupts or demands attention, hold your position. Saying, "Give me a moment," is a boundary. Observe whether she respects it. If she escalates, acts offended, or pushes for your focus, that's a clear sign of narcissistic behavior. Protecting attention is about being deliberate and calm. You don't need to argue or justify your actions. The choice to stay focused, communicate your boundary more than words ever could. Energy is the hardest to guard because emotional manipulation feels urgent and personal. Narcissists wait for moments when you are least equipped to respond. They drop guilt, drama, or emotional crises to see if you'll step in. The key is simple. Do not take responsibility for what isn't yours. Listen if necessary, but end the interaction without absorbing the emotional labor. Nod, acknowledge, but don't re-engage beyond what is required. Her reaction will reveal her intent. If she pushes, manipulates, or escalates, it's not about needing support. It's about extracting energy. What holding boundaries looks like. Holding boundaries is active, not passive. It's about behavior, not words. Time. Leave when you said you would. Don't negotiate endlessly or justify yourself. Attention. Stay focused on your current task. Politely delay interruptions. Energy. Acknowledge, but don't absorb unnecessary emotional labor. Holding boundaries is your test. Observe reactions carefully. If she respects it, she is not a narcissist. If she escalates, manipulates, or attempts to override your limits, she is. The emotional impact. Being around a narcissist is exhausting. You give and give, feeling used and undervalued. Recognizing the pattern is freeing. It's not about blaming yourself. It's about reclaiming your time, attention, and energy. Understanding that she is seeking control rather than connection changes everything. You're allowed to feel drained, frustrated, and even confused, but awareness gives power. Once the patterns are clear, you can make deliberate choices. You can step away, enforce boundaries, and protect yourself from repeated emotional abuse. Why this matters. The sooner you recognize a narcissist, the sooner you can protect yourself. Emotional and psychological exhaustion can accumulate over years if left unchecked. Every interaction becomes an opportunity for manipulation if boundaries aren't enforced. Understanding her behavior is not about labeling women in general. It's about recognizing a specific pattern that is harmful. By spotting the signs early, you can save years of stress, confusion, and heartbreak. You don't have to endure manipulation or feel guilty for protecting yourself. Steps to take now. Observe behavior carefully. Look at how she reacts when boundaries are enforced. Hold your ground. Match words with actions consistently. Limit exposure. Reduce time and energy given to her if patterns continue. Seek support. Talk with friends or professionals who can validate your experience. Trust instincts. If something feels wrong, it likely is. Your intuition is an important guide. Recognizing a narcissist is empowering. It's not easy, but each time you enforce your boundaries, you reclaim a piece of your life. You deserve relationships that respect your time, attention, and energy. Protecting yourself isn't selfish. It's essential. You are stronger than manipulation. You are capable of setting boundaries and enforcing them without guilt. You can walk away from toxic energy and reclaim the peace you deserve. Each step toward self-protection is a step toward freedom. Remember, noticing the signs early saves emotional energy and prevents repeated harm. Trust yourself, protect your boundaries, and take action. You are worth more than someone else's control. And as always, because YouTube's algorithm tends to favor videos with strong engagement, if you feel this video has brought you value, a simple like and a quick subscribe would mean so much. It not only helps this message reach more people who need it, but also ensures you will never miss the next video that could make a difference in your journey. Thanks all.